Hi, I'm John. This is my show, Sports Reckoning. So this is going to be part 2 of the video I'm making for Breakout Cards when I was doing. So, look at my story has been published in magazines. There has been attention drawn to my story and stuff, but the people have never done proper investigations into my story. They've never actually spoken with me. It's like, dude, once you speak with me and you ask me a question and you see how I can answer, that I've got it. There's no doubt about it. This is no doubt about it shit. But people are scared. They don't want this story to be true. They don't want it to have made the discovery have been made by me, just the person I am and shit, right? They don't want it to be done this way and shit, right? So they're like reporting on it because they feel like they have to report on it, but they're not doing a proper investigation and stuff to actually break the story and shit. So I'm having to deal with all kinds of shit. The burden of what they're placing on me and that I'm having to carry by knowing this truth and that I've done this investigation, it's incredibly difficult. Not like I'm saying, nothing like what you're doing. You're not carrying any kind of burdens. You're not changing the world. This, what I'm showing you right here, this is going to change the world, right? There ain't no doubt about it. Everybody's scared of it and shit, right? So, now look at Rolling Stone. They did a horrible, this story they did, this investigation was terrible. This is like, whoever, the actual reporter, whoever investigated on this, who did this article and shit, I'm talking low grade. Like, I didn't go to college, I'm not a reporter. But dude, fuck them. I'm saying that shit is the lowest grade quality shit, and it's in Rolling Stone. And this is what you find. You have these big time publications like this with these incompetent fucking people working for them. They're incompetent on a way that's like, I mean like, this is like if some kid in the fucking 5th grade did this, I'd be like, okay, well, I'll let him slide because it's some 5th grader and shit, right? But that's the fucking talent level of the research of what they did. I mean, it's so fucking low grade. There's a bunch of other better articles out there and shit from other companies, but this is the most recognizable name. But there's other big magazines and stuff, but Rolling Stone's the biggest one, so that's why I'm showing you this title, just to show you that this is my fucking story that they're talking about, right? So it says, Bizarre Theory says Michael Jackson is the son of Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson. Under that, it says, let me move this for a second. It says, revealing the truth about birth parents would have also inspired Billie Jean, according to the rumor. Okay, this is my story that they're talking about, right? But this is all proven and shit. I've proven this stuff. Now imagine the difference between them just reporting on this and laughing, saying, oh, this joke, oh, sure, right, yeah, right, compared to them to have to be actually dealing with saying, this is real, this has actually been done, right? So, now let me show you. Let me show you Breakout Cards. Show you what fucking evidence is and shit, right? So, this is a clip of Diana Ross, and so just right off the bat, this is just, I got stuff that's not in perfect order, because we'll go through this first, right? So listen to what Diana Ross says right here.
It could be part of my family.
Yes.
We have a lot of the same bone structure and a lot of skin color.
Well, Michael does now, because he's had it all done. You take that as a compliment?
You cannot. I refuse you to insult Michael. He's a friend of mine. I love him, and I don't like people making fun of him.
Okay, so what's more important there? What words coming out, Diana Ross speaking about Michael Jackson, or the comments by the reporter? Okay, and the reporter, he says, he makes a joke that Michael Jackson is looking like Diana Ross because he's had surgeries. And that's actually important because he's actually acknowledging that Michael Jackson looks like Diana Ross, that this is a known story. And he says, because he says to her, do you take that as a compliment? Because that's the joke of what he was made, because that was like the rumor. Michael Jackson's having surgeries because he's trying to look like Diana Ross. He loves her. There's all the stories, right? But that's not what it was. She's his real mother. He always looked like her. He moves like her. He sings like her. Their mannerisms are the same. He didn't have to try it. But the important words is the beginning of what Diana Ross says. I'm going to show you right in the beginning again, real quick. Listen to this.
Could be part of my family.
Yes.
We have a lot of the same bone structure and a lot of skin color.
Michael does now.
Okay, bone structure. We're talking about bone structure. That's not what Michael does now. No. A lot of our bone structure is the same. Now, under what context would Diana Ross ever say Michael Jackson could be part of my family, because a lot of our bone structure is the same and our skin color is the same, you know? We have a lot of the same bone structure and a lot of our skin color is the same. People can't understand that those words are unusual in a way that it's not possible. It's not possible that Diana Ross could have ever have spoken those words about Michael Jackson, a member of the Jackson 5, a member of the large Jackson family. And for some reason, Diana Ross is saying Michael Jackson could have been part of her family because they got a lot of the same bone structure. That word is unusual and odd in a way that it's not possible that those words would have ever have been spoken, unless my story is true, that Diana Ross is his mother. Now, and when you take it into the context of that, why would she ever say those words? Oh, well, when I show you the truth, that she's his real mother. And that's the context of how those words get spoken, because those words could never, she could never ever could have said that. It's unusual in a way that's unusual. It's not possible that Michael could have been part of her family. But why? Oh, because they've got a lot of the same bone structure? Well, how would Michael have a lot of the same bone structure as Diana Ross? Oh, well, if she's his mother, that perfect explanation. But try and explain that without that. It's bullshit. There is no fucking explanation for it. There's no context of where those words should ever fucking exist. Never. But now, let's get into some hardcore facts. Okay, well, I've got this out of order here. Okay, so which part do I want to show you? Okay, let's start right here. This is the song Billie Jean, like in that Rolling Stone article, too. It said also, see, I've actually named Billie Jean as Diana Ross, but the song, the people have misread the lyrics. They don't understand the lyrics and shit, right? Michael Jackson's an artist. It's his job to produce the art. And first of all, most artists aren't going to fully explain their art to you and shit, right? They want the art to be able to exist and transform into the people's interpretation and let it live throughout them. That's what artists do with their music and stuff, right? So it's not his job to fully explain his art to you, right? But this song, he could not explain it to you, because the actual true explanation of what the song is, it's about Diana Ross informing Michael Jackson that she was his real mother when Michael Jackson moved to LA just after the Jacksons signed to Motown. They moved to LA and they're actually living in Diana Ross's house. That's where Diana Ross would have had the opportunity, and that's where she tells Michael the truth. That's the song Billie Jean. That's what the actual is. Diana Ross is Billie Jean, and the kid in the song is actually Michael. Michael's actually the kid in the song and shit, right? Now, you don't understand the words because you don't understand. Now, let me show you. This is the first fucking line of the song. She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. The first line of the song, Billie Jean. She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. Now, like I told you, well, let's go ahead and set up a couple things. Let's show you this one. So let's explain that, just so you know, Michael was living in Diana Ross's house. So let me prove you with facts. Listen.
When I was little, I used to stay with Diana Ross. Me and my brothers, we stayed with her for years.
Okay. When I was little, I used to stay with Diana Ross. Me and my brothers, we stayed with her for years. Okay, and I could show you in Michael Jackson's book, Moonwalk, he says that Diana Ross would take him out alone, just him, out alone, over a period of 1.5 years. And she would teach him about art and stuff like that. But she would take him out alone. And he said almost every day. How is that possible? Why is that occurring? Okay, so it's documented that Michael Jackson was living in Diana Ross's house with the Jacksons. It's all before they moved into their own house, the Havenhurst house. They were living. There's a period of time where they're living in Diana Ross's house. Why does that occur? Why is she then taking Michael out and building a relationship with him on her own? And why is the Jackson family allowing that to occur? It did. It happened, right? But so now, at that time, Diana Ross is filming. This movie comes out in 1972. It comes out in 1972. Lady Sings the Blues. Okay? This comes out in 1972. So she's filming it in those early years of the 70s and shit. That's where they're talking about making the movie, and they're making the movie. That's the time when Michael's living in her house. Okay? So at that time when Michael's living in her house, Michael knows Diana Ross of the Supremes. Michael signed to Motown. He knows Diana Ross. It's Diana Ross presents the Jackson 5. Michael knows who Diana Ross is before she informs him that she's his mother. Michael thinks he's a Jackson. He doesn't know. He was given away as a child. He didn't know, though. They never told him. He thought he was a Jackson. The Jacksons were never going to tell him until Diana came back and did all this shit and fucked everything up. It changed the whole fucking thing. But so, that's the word. Now, when Diana Ross is telling you who who Billie Jean is, she's more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. Like I told you, the song's actually about Michael living in her house at that time, what he just told you. And so how does Michael explain who this Billie Jean character is? She's more like a beauty queen from a movie scene because he knows her as a singing star. But at the time of which Diana informs him that she's his real mother, she's more like a beauty queen from a movie scene because she's playing Billie Holiday in Lady Sings the Blues. This is the origin of the name Billie for the Billie Jean.
Oh, wait a minute. What'd you say your name was?
Eleanor.
Ellen. Ella who?
Billie. Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday, that's my name.
Oh. Okay, Billie.
You say, okay, Billie. That's the Billie. She's more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. That's the origin of the Billie from the Billie Jean. And I can explain more of the Jean. I can explain all this shit. I go into massive detail, okay? But see, she's more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. Michael's living in her house at the time which she's filming this movie, and the character she's playing, Billie. My name is Billie. That's the Billie Jean. This is the origins of it. Then also, and this is because this is the actual part of the song where he tells you, this is what I said, what I'm showing you here, the facts. Michael's staying in her house. This is when she comes to him and takes Michael to her room. She came and stood right by me. Okay, she came and stood right by me. See, the woman's in charge. This Billie Jean character, she came and stood right by me. She just walked right up to Michael. She came and stood right by me. This woman has the ability to walk right up to Michael and stand right next to him. She came and stood right by me. This isn't some groupie screaming, Michael, Michael, Michael. That's not what's happening. This is Diana Ross walking up as an adult in her house to her young child, Michael, getting ready to take Michael to the room to tell him the truth. She came and stood right by me. Then the smell of sweet perfume, because anybody who, when you actually know Diana Ross's history, you understand that it's such a descriptive definition of who Diana Ross is. She came and stood right by me. Then the smell of sweet perfume. That's what this is what he's remembering. When he's looking back upon that time and that moment of how it happened, and as an artist, he's trying to describe it to you of how the moment and the event and the persons that are involved, Michael Jackson, the artist, this is what he did. This is artist, it's highest level. It's so high level, nobody ever understood it until I did it. This is my fucking work. Then the smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. Michael, like he told you, he was just a kid when he was living in Diana Ross's house. This happened much too soon. Michael thought he was a Jackson, thought he had just made this great accomplishment with his family, and the Jackson 5 getting signed to Motown. Now they're going to LA, and then that's when she tells him, you're not a Jackson. She took it all away from him. This happens much too soon. She called me to her room. It's in her house. She's in charge. She's the adult. She has the ability to walk right up to Michael and take Michael to her room. She's in charge. She called me to her room. She does what she wants. It's Diana Ross, the boss. That's exactly. She came and stood right by me. Then the smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. She called me to her room. That's what I showed you with the evidence of just what showed you this whole thing, of where the timing of what's occurring here, the people that are involved in shit. This is exactly what song is actually about, and why Michael never ever could actually explain the true definition of this song, because in order for him to actually explain what the song was about would be him having to admit that he was not a Jackson. That could not, and like there's a part in the line where it says, because the lie has become the truth. That's how it happened. The lie has become the truth. You're a Jackson. And that's what the line where the people all get confused, saying that when they all think that Michael's saying the kid's not my son. It's not. It's Diana Ross. Because Billie Jean's not my lover. He tells you over and over and over. Okay, so when he's telling you she's not my lover, but he just told you she called me to her room. This happened much too soon. So something happened in the room. Something did happen in that room with this girl that came and stood right by him and took him to the room. Something happened in the room. Something did happen. What happened? She told him the truth. She's just a girl who claims that I'm the one. See, this is she's saying this whole line. She's just a girl who claims that I'm the one, but the kid is not my son. She says all of that. See how it starts with another one, it starts off, she says I am the one, but the kid is not my son. That line starts off with she's talking about her. This is her saying this stuff. Okay, she claims that I'm the one. She tells Michael, you're the one. You're the love child of me and Smokey Robinson. Your birth and your abandonment spawned all kinds of these other events to occur. You're the one. It was because of that event, everything happened. It allowed Diana Ross to get the ends with Smokey Robinson and Berry Gordy, so that's how she became the lead singer of the Supremes, which everybody knows there's some controversy. How did Diana get to be the lead singer? Because Florence Ballard clearly had the best voice out of them, but Diana's got the personality, and you can brush it off and say, no, well, she's got the personality or something about it. Berry Gordy saw it, you know? But reality, Diana had abandoned her child. There's Berry Gordy says in his book, when the Supremes came for an audition, he says he was just walking and he heard somebody singing, and it was Diana Ross singing, and the words she's singing is, there goes my baby, I want my baby. That's the song that she was singing. There goes my baby, I want my baby. That's the song that she's singing. And Berry Gordy, they all admit to it. That's what happened. Take it in the context of that's like how she's strong, and she's known as the boss. She's strong in her arm, and she's telling Barry, there goes my baby, I want my baby. She's singing that song, and nobody knows what's going on. But she gave her kid away, and she did it so Barry could build. So she's telling him right there, don't forget what I did for you, motherfucker. Where's my kid at? Where's my deal? I coming in here just to audition. I'm coming here to be a fucking singer. I'm gonna be a fucking star. I'm gonna go fucking get my kid back. That's what she's doing. That's how she's known as the boss. That's what's going on. And as soon as she could, what happened? She went and when that kid, the opportunity came, she went right back to the kid. As soon as she had an opportunity to get that kid alone, she takes the kid to the room and she tells him the truth. She says, you're the one. But the lie has become the truth, and Michael is part of the Jackson 5 who is now signed to Motown. And remember, the Jacksons took Michael in. Diana abandoned her child. The Jacksons took him in and groomed him as an artist and developed him to bring him back to her. She had to be appreciative of that, so she's not going to completely destroy the Jackson family who signed to Motown. She doesn't want to do that. So she tells him, you're the one, you're the reason all this stuff happens. She tells him the truth, but then she tells him also, but you have to remain a Jackson. That's Diana saying, but the kid's not my son. She embraces Michael and she rejects him at that same time. This is what fucked Michael Jackson up. This is why you see Michael Jackson claiming to be Peter Pan, living in Neverland Ranch and shit. That's what it's all about. This is his whole life. It's all explained. Not only am I explaining Michael Jackson's life, I'm explaining the creation of Motown, because it happened at the very beginning of Motown. It's everything. And I'm actually explaining Michael Jackson's songs, not just any old songs. We're talking about Billie Jean. I fucking have named Billie Jean. And so that's what I'm telling you. That card you got, this one. All right, that card you got there, that's a banger. That's an early Supremes card. And when people understand the true story of what was taking place with the Supremes and Michael Jackson's involvement, how it revolves around the creation of Motown, that's a big card, okay? That's what I'm telling you. Not only am I giving you quality quality information, this is information of which you have already shown interest in and shown that you're interested in investing in this kind of material, of this kind of thing. You've already invested in it without even knowing the true story. Now, can't you be appreciative of the fucking work I've done and give me some fucking recognition? And tell the fucking world, hey, this is happening. Why can't you spread the news like what I'm doing, giving you the opportunity? Go ahead and pick up some fucking articles while you can before it's fucking out there. But as soon as you start fucking getting some of this, you need to be satisfied and let the fucking world in on it. And when you want more information, go ahead, come over and ask me a question. I will clearly give you the answer, and I will back it up with hardcore evidence, stuff that you have no idea of what I could show you. I got so much stuff. That's what people expect me to show them. We're talking about Michael Jackson, 50 years. And we're talking about his 50 years of existence. He was a huge star for 40 years. We're talking about he's got an enormous fucking catalog of life fucking documented experience of what I've got to break down and show people. I've got to overcome that 50 years of people being mis-fucking informed and shit. I've got to overcome every fucking thing they've got, why they see it that way. I've got to overdo all that stuff. People expect me to do it in a short little video. It's not fucking easy. But I'm so good at what I do, you should fucking see the stuff that I just threw at you and explained. If you're any form of a fucking real person, you should understand what I just showed you was fucking hardcore evidence. I backed it up with the dates and the fucking events that are occurring, what I showed you, how it lines up. I showed you that there's something to what I just showed you. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt I'm right. This is a no doubt. I'm fucking right. So, I'm telling you, that card right there, that's a good one. Okay? So I just helped you. Okay? Now, the reason I helped you is because I need anybody. I'm looking for anybody out there who could fucking assist me on breaking this story to the world, because people are having a hard time dealing with it. One of the reasons why people are having a hard time dealing with it, because they can't deal with me. They're having a hard time. Not only are they dealing with the story, it's so fucking enormous because it's so big in a way that's like, this is big, and people are having a hard time dealing with how big this fucking story is. And then even after that, when they can't tell the story, then they're always looking for a way to get out. So with me, it's like, well, they can point out things about me that's not right, or that scenes they don't like and shit, right? It's easy to do that shit. That's what they're doing. And people are having a hard time. So I'm fucking looking for any outlet of what I can do, because I'm fucking in a bad place and stuff and time and shit. I don't have the abilities and the opportunities to be able to fucking go out and work this story properly. So all I can do is do my fucking investigation, which I've done. It's done now. There's more to be done, of course, but I've done enough. I've got the evidence that I need. I've got it documented from fucking the hardcore, the timelines of the encounters and the fucking relationships with these people, but to the point where I explain Michael Jackson's. It's not just Beat It. I mean, it's not just Billie Jean. I also explained Beat It. The song Beat It is, there's songs that Michael Jackson wrote, and it's about all this stuff. Like on the Thriller album, it's 3 songs. It's Billie Jean, Beat It, and Wanna Be Startin' Something. Like in the song Wanna Be Startin' Something, there's a line. He also invokes the name Billie Jean again. He says, Billie Jean is always talking. This is Wanna Be Startin' Something. This is a different fucking song. But again, he invokes that name Billie Jean of this infamous groupie. And the groupie is because it was Diana Ross is the actual groupie. She was the young girl who slept with Smokey Robinson. Diana Ross is the original Billie Jean. She got pregnant, and because that's what they're always saying. These Billie Jeans are always out there trying to say that we're the father of their children. The original Billie Jean is Diana, but the kid that was spawned because of that was Michael. Michael's a victim of the original Billie Jean. That's why it's so close and personal to him and shit, right? So like I said, in the Wanna Be Startin' Something, he says, Billie Jean is always talking when nobody else is talking, telling lies and rubbing shoulders, so they called her mouth a motor. This is not a groupie that he's talking about. Look at how personal and directly connected, and right there, she's right there with them. Billie Jean is always talking when nobody else is talking, telling lies and rubbing shoulders, so they called her mouth a motor. Motor mouth. He's telling you this Billie Jean is connected to Motown. She's a motor mouth from Motown, so they called her mouth a motor. A motor mouth, a Motown mouth from Motown. Billie Jean's from Motown is because it's Diana Ross. That's the whole other fucking song. But those 3 songs on Thriller are about it. Now on Bad, Dirty Diana, obviously, then Leave Me Alone. And there's probably some other ones there and shit too, but one of the big ones that I really love is the song Childhood. Have you seen my childhood? That song, because they say, like people are saying, oh, Michael didn't have a childhood and shit, right? It's like, no, Michael didn't have a childhood because the childhood of which he should have had, being raised by his real parents, Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson, never existed. So Michael's saying, have you seen my childhood? And it's ironic because what he's saying is like, it's funny, you think you've seen my childhood, but the childhood of which I should have had never existed. It never existed. That's why he's saying, and why he's so looking back upon his childhood, and he's saying I had a lost childhood and shit. It never existed. He was abandoned as a child. I could just show you, like I said, I go on and on and on. There is so much to this shit. I've got the evidence, stuff that's like would blow you away. And they left it behind. They were flaunting this shit out in public because Diana Ross was doing this little personal relationship with Michael, and she was doing this stuff to try and let him know that she cared about him, was going to treat him as a child, but she never really did. She never admitted to the world, and Michael was always on the outside while Diana's getting married and having other children, and she's building her own family. And Michael's like, okay, well, I'm your child, and you said you're on all this stuff, but here I am. I'm back with the Jacksons and shit, and I'm not really your child. We're not admitting to it. So there's this weird dynamic of things that were occurring and stuff, right? But now I've went back and looked at that stuff, and the stuff I found, when you look at it through the lens of the story of what I'm telling, now you start looking at these interviews of what they're saying and stuff, and now we start to understand what's actually going on. And their little secret stuff has been uncovered. It's been exposed and shit, right? So like I'm telling you, Breakout Cards, that card you got right there, that's a hidden card, a banger. It's a card, like I'm saying, it's just out there. People don't understand it. They don't appreciate it for what it is. But after my story comes out, stuff like that, woo, baby, you got a good one. That's a good card right there. That's a good one, man. That's a good fucking card. That's a big deal. And you picked it up for a few bucks, dude. Okay, and what is it ever going to be worth more than a few dollars here and there? Maybe $100. You get it graded. Maybe it's worth 100, 200. When my story comes out, that card could be worth 50,000 fucking dollars. It's life-changing. It's historical fucking shit. You might have a card right there. You're holding that card. You don't even understand. That card could be worth $50,000, right? You're just thinking it's just a few dollars. You know, look, I picked up this card, you know. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's a big deal. And it's a big deal here in the sports card community, because it's also the collectibles community, which inside of that community is stuff like this. And the people, I'm trying to push this Michael Jackson story in this community, and this is kind of shit. It's like, you get all these fucking influencers, right? And they will talk about okay, the grading company did this. They changed their prices. Everybody pay attention. Okay, now this grading company, they changed their prices, okay? And then, okay, everybody pay attention. This grading company has now accepted that they're going to do this. And it's like, now look at eBay is accepting, they got their own vault. And everybody understands, so they all talk about the same fucking shit. That's not even anywhere near of the story of what this is. And this is why I yell at the fucking sports card community, because they don't know what fucking news is and what they're obligated to do and give quality information to the public. Nothing as important as this is. And people fucking act like I'm some madman. I'm just an asshole out here attacking them. I'm attacking them because they're fake. I try to have conversations, and just like you, Breakout Cards, you don't fucking acknowledge this and deal with this, and you're like, fine, you want more proof? Come over, I will give you more proof. You don't do anything about this, I'm gonna fucking come at you hard, dude. I'm gonna fucking jump on your fucking ass and call you a fake fraud bitch motherfucker. Because that's what you're going to be to me after this fucking video. If you don't fucking understand what I did, doesn't matter how I'm talking to you. There is no respect needed for me and which way to talk to you, because the information of what I give you overrides anything that I'm fucking my attitude. And if you're just going to focus on my fucking attitude and say, I'm going to withhold this fucking information from the world who fucking needs this information because I don't like this guy's fucking attitude, then fuck you, dude, and I will come after your ass.